Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1, and I have a quick video I just had to throw out here because I found some incredible stuff, and it really shows this time frame and what's coming, specifically, the whole time frame of this timeline. If you haven't seen the timeline at all, you can look at my last video as well. My timeline, whether it's last video or this video, is pinned to the top of comments. All the different events from day one to the last day of the timeline. I'm going to be pinning my last video into put it in the description box below. It's below the title now. You go right below the title, more info, and then it shows the description box, and other things are in there. Yeah, I'm excited to share this with you. It's gonna be a lot quicker video. So here we go. Again, I'm the Exalted Lamb 1 on Telegram. I'm also going to have a link in the description box below as well if you want to sign up for Telegram, because YouTube turns off my notifications for my new videos that come in, and you'll get notifications right away. And then I do all kinds of Gematria and things on current things like this. I did a workup of some of this stuff with this thing that just came out recently with Comey. And where he was supposedly threatening Trumple, okay, and I'm gonna show you that in a second. So, and my motto is having no part in the worthless deeds of darkness, but instead exposing them. Ephesians 5:11. And so I'm here. I know the Lord Jesus Himself. He's my guy, and He gives me breadcrumbs on the trail to share with you guys what's coming. And I just interpret the best I can, and so this is always my best guess on what's coming. And then the timeline is what I've learned over the last 6.5 years, as far as all the predictive programming in movies, TV, mass media, news, and everything else. And also I've learned Gematria. The Lord's taught me how they hide a lot of things in Gematria and everything. So I'm gonna get right into that on this video. So without any more further explanation, which I could get in more into. And then, like, I have this as my thumbnail. So James Comey, former director of FBI, posted something. This was the news. News about this. This wasn't actually when he posted, but this is the news about it a couple days ago, 5:15. Okay, and then he put basically these shells in the shape of a 8, which kind of looks like an S also, and I won't get into that right now. And then 647 in with rocks. Okay, this is all massive predictive programming in several ways. I'm just going to show you some of them because I don't want to spend a long time on it, but how this is so intricate in so many different ways, including the fact that the day this was reported about him saying this, because he wants to 86 President 47. Okay, 86 means to remove, and I'll get into that. And so the reports show that, hey, he could get in trouble and be put in jail because he's basically talking about removing President Trump and everything like that. And so, this is all predictive programming about his soon coming demise, Trumple, and also Obamazels, the abomination. Which anyway, I call them all kinds of names like Stinky Bo and the 44th Prez and everything. So anyway, and I'm going to show you how this works. So my timeline on the Gregorian calendar starts on tomorrow, because today I'm doing this in the evening, is 5:17. It's going to be 5:18, 5:19. Should hear about the first day stuff by the 19th. May hear something on the 18th, but most likely on the 19th, because usually this is the event day and this is the reporting day by this time. And then we have the 4th, 5th day. These should be the first attack days. Again, this is all pinned to the top of comments in this video and the last video, as far as all the details. And then the last days being 6-1 and 6-2. And then right after that, the last day, when these are nukes going off in 23 cities in the United States to finish off Mystery Babylon. And then the tribulation starts on 6-3. So I want to get into a couple things about that, and then also this Comey thing. So first thing is, as I've shared in my last video, his birth, death, everything about him, even this new pope and which I said it would be, he's a mixture of the two. He's a mixture of false prophet Francis that's coming back to life, and also Obama. His name basically is Robert Francis. And then I'm trying to remember the last name escapes me right now, Prevost or whatever, which means self-appointed ruler, which is kind of funny. So his name is Robert Francis, which is Bob, Barack Obama, Bob Francis, Pope Francis, and then self-appointed ruler. Get it? I mean, it's just so crazy. This is so crazy. And he's also partially black, and I said he would be an amalgamation of both. And so that means they're both coming back. So, for example, in the former Pope Francis' birthday is Obama's birthday, and also his that's coming. But let me show you here. This is crazy. So, Pope Francis was born on December 17, 1936, and I have this color coded for a reason. So, day 138, which is take 1, and then 2 plus 1 is 3, 7 plus 1 is 8. Day 138 is May 18th. The 138th day of the year is May 18th. And then right here we have a 9. Well, 9 is, as I've shared many times in my videos, it's really apropos for this year because 9 is hiding 2 plus 2 plus 5. And you could say, oh, yeah, right, whatever. Yeah, but it is. And so this is impossible for all these things to line up the way they do. And then 3-6 is left over, which is 3rd of June. And so May 18th to the 3rd of June. And that's another thing adding to the big old long list of things I have showing that it starts on May 18th, I meant to say, May 18th to the 3rd of June. Okay, this is crazy. This whole timeline. And then also, here's another thing. Stinky BO's birthday was August 4th, the 216th day of the year, with 149. I shouldn't say. I should have just had 100. I don't know. I should have put no th. Sometimes I make mistakes here and there. Man, I don't do that too often with this. It's 149 days left, not 149th days left. 149 days left, and it also happens to be that the day with 149 days left is opposite of my birthday. My birthday is the 149th day of the year, May 29th, with 216 days left. And the Lord's told me for years that I'm one of his oppositions. So, and I'm opposite of him. This is my birthday. And I believe this is the rapture of the faithful day. And there's so many things. It's also the 11th day. 2 plus 9 is 11. The first day is the 19th. Technically, 1 plus 9 is 10. Take away the 0, that's 1. So you go 1 all the way up to 14. And you have a pre-day and a post-day. And then the day that starts the tribulation. So there's so much in this. And I was going to put together something to show that first day of the tribulation, which is June 3rd, and then you go 2,520 days to the first blood moon of the tetrad blood moons. That is the next set of tetrad blood moons, and that's the 7 years of tribulation. It's just, there's too much going on with that, and I just didn't have the time to put it all together, but I had to throw this together really fast. So, again, Stinky BO is born on the 216th day of the year, and he's going to come back to life on the exact opposite of his birth, the 149th day of the year, May 29th. But for this situation, I want to show you something here. So, 216, the day he was born, the day of the year he was born, is also 2-1 is 3 and 6. And then the days left in the day he was born, 149, is 1 plus 4 is 5, and then 9 comes down. And then that's the 3rd of June again. And then 5 is hiding, 5, and then 9 is hiding also 1 plus 8. And so that's 3rd of June through May 18th, or backwards May 18th through the 3rd of June. See, that's impossible for that to keep happening. He's also born in the year of the snake. He's the serpent. Hello, and year of the snake equals 153. What's 153? The 153rd day of the year is June 2nd, the last day of the timeline. And then 6-3 is June 3rd, the day that right after that starts the tribulation, if you looked at my timeline there. And then what do we have here? We have hiding 22 and 5, or 20 and 2 and 5, which is 2025. So 6-2 and 6-3, 2025. By the way, this is the last day of the timeline, and this is the first day of the tribulation, because 6-1 and 6-2 nukes will go off in 23 cities, and the United States is finished off. And then basically this day going to this day, depending on your time zone around the world, the false prophet Francis and Stinky BO, the 44th Prez, will come back to life, and they'll be alive, and people will say, "Oh, whoa!" And then the Pope will say, "Oh, he brought me back to life." And he's the guy, he's the guy. So that's how this works. And then also from the year of the snake starting, the Chinese year of the snake started on January 29th. And if you add 121 days to that, you get to May 29th, again, the birth of the antichrist, who is the serpent. Again, year of the snake, okay, is 121 days. And 121 is what? Antichrist. 121 Antichrist, and look, 149, the 149th day of the year I just showed you earlier is May 29th. My birthday is the 149th day of the year with 216 days left over, and that's 121 days into the year of the snake is May 29th, the 149th day of the year, and both 121 and 149 are Antichrist, and that's a coinkydink? I don't think so. Okay, anyway, so Comey posted this supposedly on X, well, not supposedly. I mean, someone else could have put it, and this is all programming. You can't trust anything they say and all that stuff. It's all to program people, and I'm gonna show you just some of the programming that's in here. There's more, but I don't want to spend a couple hours on this. So Comey's put out this, and these are 17 shells, like beach shells, I guess, or whatever, in the shape of an 8, and then rocks in the shape of a 6, a 4, and a 7 in sand. Okay, and that's of course meaning to 80, get rid of. 86 means to get rid of or remove, and then the 47th president Trump. And they're saying that is that's basically threatening the president and everything like that. Okay, and it just so happens to be that from the attack that happened on United States soil on the 11th of the that time there in 2001 to the day they reported this about him and all those news stories about it a couple days ago, May 15th, is look, 8,647 days. And so they're hinting that the next 9 1 and then 1 is coming. Okay? And then also May 15th is 515. If anybody remembers the Lego movie, 515, Armageddon. And 515 is also on the Jewish calendar, second month, 17th day, and that's the first day of the flood. And they're basically saying Armageddon's coming, and the day of the flood's coming. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And then if you look at it this way, I'm going to show you a few different ways you can look at it and how it's showing the whole timeline. So, and not everything though, this because I can share a lot of more things. But 8647, 8647 spelled out is 226 and 1356, which is basically hiding 5, and then 13 plus 6 is 19. May 19th, the first day, and then May 18th is the pre-day. They're both technically the first day. Depends on what time zone you're in, and that's what the first day is. So May 19th is the day with 226 days left. And then it just happens to be, if you're looking at this and not necessarily looking at the numbers, this is shells, rocks, and sand. Again, they're programming you with what you see and you don't even know. Shells, rocks, and sand, it just happens to be the same exact numbers. 519 is the day with 226 days left over. Okay, so you got the first day here, for example. And now they're saying in the news stories that it means 86 President 47. 8647. That's another interpretation. And then when that's English ordinal, 275 and 238. 275 is 2, 7 plus 5 is 12. 212, and then 3 plus 8 is 11. So what are these? These are the day with 211 days left over and 212 days left over, which is what? That is June 2nd, which is the last day of the timeline, has 212 days left over. And June 3rd, which begins the tribulation, or these 2 days, June 2nd, June 3rd, are when the Antichrist and his false prophet are revealed to the world after the United States is destroyed. Okay, and that just happens to be that. That's the last days. And then this just happens to be 17 shells in the form of an 8. There's so much in this. Again, I'm not going to share every single thing. And this just happens to be 1A4, or 1A plus 4 is 12. 112, which is 211 backwards, and this is 221. You just switch the 2 and the 1, and you have 212. Look, 212, 212, 211, 211 backwards. The last 2 days, or the 6-2 and 6-3, June 2nd, June 3rd, basically. The day with June 2nd, day with 212 days left over. June 3rd, day with 211 days left over. Again, bam, bam, bam. And then that 17 shells make this 8. How many rocks? These are rocks. These are rocks. How many rocks makes the 6, the 4, and the 7? It's 21. And look, 21 rocks end up being 6-3. June 3rd, the day with 211 days left over. The day with 211 days left over. This is also 6-2. How? We have 6, and then 4 plus 7 is 11. Then 1 plus 1 is 2. So that's hiding 6 and 2. I'm not even going to get into what 8 is right now. Also, just because there's so many things I could talk about. But look how this is in Gematria. There's literally 21 rocks that make up these numbers, and that's 6, and in full reduction, that's 6-3. I used to use this main 4 ciphers of Gematria four base ciphers, which is English and reverse. These ones here, English reverse, full reduction and reverse, and then English Sumerian, which is 6 times English and reverse Sumerian. And then basically, I just use 6 main gematrias that are packed with the stuff that they use all the time. So we have 6, 4 plus 7 is 11, 1 plus 1 is 2, 62 hiding in here, and then 21 rocks is how many rocks, and that's 6-3. And again, 6-3 is the day with 211 days left over, and 6-2 is the day with 212 days left over. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, are you kidding me? Nailing it. Okay, also, if you put it all together, this is 17 shells that make this 8, and 21 rocks that make this 6, 4, and 7, and that equals 121 and 149, and 121 and 149 are Antichrist. See, this is saying the Antichrist is about to be born. Antichrist. 17 shells and 21 rocks. Just one way of looking at it. I showed you is also shells, rocks, and sand, and what that was. And there's more. There's way more. I'm not going to get into everything, like I said. I'm going to get into a few more things here that are mind-blowing. But we're really trying to show you, really showing you the first day, the last days, and all the middle, the first attack day, which I'm not going to get into a bunch, really anything, 522 and 523. I shared that in my Telegram. If you want to sign up for Telegram, you can look... link will be in the description box below, and you can look at some of the posts I did which show 922 and 923 is in this messaging with the shells and the rocks as well, but I'm not going to cover that right now. But the main message which I'm going to share is the next 9 1 and 1. Again, remember that 8,647 days from the day it was reported about Comey and all this stuff, and you go backwards, it's to get you to 9 1 and then 1, 2001. The first attack day that was the United States. The next major one in New York will be the next 9 1 and then 1, and that'll be on the 7th day and the 8th day of the timeline. And I've been saying this for years. And the 7th day just happens to be 5th month, 7th day is 2 plus 5. And then 5th month, the 8th day is 5th month, 8th day, which is 2 plus 6 is 8. And that's what makes it the 7th. 2 plus 5 is 7. And 8th day is 2 plus 6 is 8. Okay? And this is what they're really showing. I'm going to show you why. Okay, because as if you didn't know, just to make it more clear, that when you say 86 something, it means to remove or get rid of or reject it. So they're saying that when he put this, supposedly he put this in the sand, and he's saying get rid of Trumple, okay? And then, of course, 47 is the 47th current president of the United States, John Trumple. Okay, I call him Trumple Thinskin, and Trump full of baloney with us. He's Trump baloney us. And all kinds of names I have for him, because he's full of it. All these people are full of it. This is all programming. Do not believe anything you see. It's programming you and the masses to ultimately to one world government, one world dictator, one world religion, and everything else. That's why the Pope Mobile, Pope on a rope, is going to come back, and he already established this one world religion, and he all these different leaders from all these religions has come together at different times last few years, and then he'll come back and he'll already have this set up, and then Obama would be the leader of this, and the new system of government, because the United States will be destroyed and other places will be destroyed and things. And then they'll launch this all out, and it'll be a complete technocracy with him at the very top, him and his prophet at the top. Okay, anyway, let's keep going here. So that's what this means. So that's what they're showing. They're showing that you 86 a president who's number 47. But what you don't know, also, if you didn't know this, most people don't even know really what this is. But if you did know this, they're really, again, focused on the 7th and 8th day. The attack is going to be in Trumple's going to die in Trumple Tower. That's what I have massive predictive programming for years that shows all this in Trumple Tower in Manhattan. Okay, and then watch this. Okay, so if you go from that same date, September 1 2001. To this date, the actual date they're talking about is to 86. Again, 86 means to remove 57. Okay, what's 57? You'll see. And then, or if you go from that same date, again, that's the 7th day, and we have 5-7, May 5, 2 plus 5 is 7. And then we have 86, or to remove 58. And 58 is 5, May, the 5th month. 2 plus 6 is 8. 57, 58. Who's the 57 and 58? I've said this a bunch of times in the past for years. Mr. 57 is Stinky BO, the 44th Prez, and then Mr. 58 is Trumple, okay? Mr. 57, and I've shared over 50 different reasons why, and I'll just give you a couple. Like I've said more recently, he had the 57th inauguration of a president. He said, I went to 57 states when he was campaigning for president the first time, and all kinds of stuff. They tried to convert a particular uh, Highway 57 to Barack Obama Highway. I mean, all kinds of 57s this guy is a part of. And then also, who's Mr. 58? Trumple. He had the 58th inauguration of a president. Trumple Tower is 58 floors. He married. There's tons of them. I can't even think of all of them in my head that I've shared. He married Melania when he was 58. I mean, all kinds of stuff, Mr. 58. But here, boom, the 58th presidential inauguration was for Obama right here. And then 57th inauguration, 58th inauguration was Trumple right here, Trumple. So they're saying they're going to 86 from against the attack that happened in New York to the next attack, the next 9/11 in New York. 25th reported on the 26th, and Stinky BO represents the day they're both going to be killed on the 25th, and then they're both going to be reported dead on the 26th. So 86 or remove the 57th presidential inauguration candidate or person, and 86 the 58th inaugurated president. Or presidential, whatever, however you want to say that, okay? I'm telling you. And the hint was 8647, as in the number of the presidents. But this is hinting that what's coming is the 86ing of the 57th inauguration of a president and the 58th inauguration of a president, which were both Stinky BO and Trumple, okay? Hopefully that makes sense, because this is right on the money, okay? And so he shared this, of course, okay? And he is Comey. And look, it's just lowercase, it's just his name, not James Comey, whatever, not this, it's just Comey. Because, again, in his name is what I'm saying. Okay, and I don't just say, hey, this is the case, and like a lot of people do, they go, this number equals that, and that's it. I usually bring a lot of evidence of these things so you can see where I'm coming from, and that there's a lot of things are establishing this. Okay, so watch this. In his name is what this is hiding. So C equals O. C equals O. Wow. C equals 3. O equals 15. M equals 13. E is 5. Y is 25. Right away, you can see EY is 525. Look at that. 525. What I just said. 525 and 526. What's hiding right here? Well, I'm going to color code this a little bit more. 5's right in the middle, and if you go to the left and then to the right, you have 513 and 513. Well, 13 plus 13 is, you got the 5. 13 plus 13 is 26, and then bring this 525, obvious right there. Look, it's right there. And the numerology is not off by one. Not off by one in any way. And again, you can move these any direction you want, but the numerology stays the same. And when you put things by each other, for example, this could be 31,513, and this could be 525, or it could be all kinds of things. When you put numbers, and then you can move them, you can switch their position and all kinds of stuff, but the numerology stays the same. Nothing that doesn't change, and except for removing one or adding one with the rule of Kalel, but I'm not doing that, and I'm not even sharing how that works in this video, probably. Anyway, also 47, another way this is, predictably programming people, is 47 is Trump in reverse ordinal. Trump is 88 in regular English ordinal, and in reverse ordinal English, he's 47. And then what's this? This is Barack Obama. He is 68, and that's 86. He's 68 or 86 backwards. This is Trumple in reverse in a sense, and this is 68 in English forward, but it's reversed. See how this is Trump in reverse, so that's a reverse, and then this is Barack Obama forward in English in a sense, but it's reversed. Hopefully that makes sense. This is crazy. Also, let me give you another example how this might work as well, and it does work in a lot of ways. This is crazy. So if you take just to their last names. Obama in English equals 32, and Trump equals 88. Now let's put those together. 3,288 days backwards from May 25th, 2025, when they're going to both get killed, I'm saying, back. It just happened to be May 25th, 2016. Well, what happened on that day? Is there something that may happen that involves both of them that's just a massive off the charts coinky dink? Oh, yes, there is. Okay, also, 3,288 days just happens to be exactly 9 years. So going from this day to that day, the same day, the month and day, but a different year, 9 years ago, and 9 biblically means judgment, and this is going to be a day of judgment when both presidents are killed, and Stinky BO is going to be have a head wound because the Antichrist is going to probably most likely in Hawaii, because Hawaii equals in English Sumerian, reverse Sumerian equals 666. And then Trump is going to die in New York, and he's going to be blown up with a nuke going off in Manhattan in Trump Tower, because New York equals 666 and regular Sumerian. And 9 is judgment. Okay, so what happened back in May 25th that involves both of these two jackwagons? May 25th, 2016. Well, watch. Boom. The Guardian says that Barack Obama says Donald Trump is rattling world leaders. And at that time, Trump was running for the presidency for the first time. 2016, then he became president in 2017 of January 20th of 2017. So, but on May 25th, 2016, the Guardian and other newspaper, and other news and everything, not newspapers, and other news was saying Barack Obama says, so he had this big speech on that day. Barack Obama says Donald Trump is rattling world leaders. Oh, he's causing a commotion. Oh, look out. And it just happens to be on that. And it's about both of them. It's about both of them. Okay. And look at that. You literally have Obama and Trumple. And look, Obama and Trumple right here. See? And then not only that, it's all Gematria. So we not only have this day. Okay. So this day. And then look at the whole sentence here. Barack Obama says Donald Trump is, there should be a space there, because I select the text. I can actually select the text from any, when I take anyway, long story. I don't know, it's supposed to be a space, it doesn't matter. There's supposed to be a space, it doesn't matter. Okay, but it's 4566, okay? Now, how does that equal that? May 25th, watch. 45, and then 6 plus 6 is 12. Now you go look at it backwards. 21st of May plus 4 is 25th of May. May 25th. Again, backwards. 21st of May plus 4 days is 25th. That's how it works. I'm telling you, believe it or not. And then they just happen to be put in little quotes here, rattling. This always means something. These things mean something. Even the subhead means something with this heading. I'm not going to get to all that. But look, rattling. Rattling. Again, we have, this is in reverse English Sumerian, and so is this. So you see that they relate to each other. This is in reverse, this whole sentence. And then just this part in quotes right here, rattling, is saying reverse English Sumerian. Again, it's reverse English times 6. Okay, and 690 is 690. Zero's hiding O, as I've shared many of my videos for a long time. O, so 6 9, and then O is 15, the 15th letter of the alphabet. Now let's go backwards. 519 plus 6 is 525. Oh, see? And those are all massive off the charts coinkydinks? No, I don't think so. And then on his birth certificate, which is completely fake, but that's what they've said is real. That's what matters to the world, of course. So that's real according to the world. That's his full name, Barack Hussein Obama II, and that is literally 5, or do this way: 4th of May plus 21 is 525, and 525 is, see, these are both their birth names. So in his birth name, supposedly, okay, that's just what to the public. In his exact birth name is 5. 4 plus 21 is 25. 525, and 525 is the day with 220 days left over. And that's his birth name, Donald John Trump. So both their birth names just happens to be the day hidden 5. 4 plus 21 is 25. 525, and then the days left over, 5. It's the 145th day of the year with 220 days left over. And it just happens to match both those. And then they're both they were president of the United States. One is currently, one was president of the United States. And look, 5, 2 plus 23 is 25, 525. And then again backwards, 2 and then 20. 220. 5, 2 plus 23 is 25, 525, the day with 220 days left over. And that's all more massive coincidence. People say, oh, you can make numbers whatever you want. Oh, really? Well, obviously you're not paying attention because I'm linking phenomenally these things, and I'm using just a few different ciphers that are their base ciphers, and it's nailing it. It's absolutely nailing it. And if you don't understand how these things work, I'm sorry, but some people don't understand how the numbers work and all that, and I get that to some degree, okay? But it does work incredibly. These are not. This is not. This is off the charts impossible for all these things to line up, for all these things to line up like this and keep going. Okay, I mean, are you kidding me? It's just, and I'm sorry if you can't see it. Some people just can't see it very well, and then some people just want to play the fool, or just want to feel, oh, hey, nothing works ever, and nothing, no one ever knows anything, and only God knows everything, and all this. Oh yeah, well, the Bible says that God doesn't do anything until He tells His prophets first. That's what the Bible actually says. But have you read that scripture ever? And have you read many other scriptures that say you can know a lot of these things? And then I'm not saying I'll know it exactly right, and I never said that, and I'm not even saying I'll know the exact days or anything like that. I'm saying I can guess based on stuff that the Lord Himself gives me, and there's so many things you can know if you're tapped into the mind of Christ, if you're following Him, and He gives you that ministry and He gives you that ability. And if you don't understand that, you just don't understand it. I mean, and I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. And this will be proven out at some point, whether it's this timeline or it's coming even sooner, or even right after that. So, I mean, just whatever, it's coming. And if you don't believe it, I'm sorry, but you better wake up, because it's going to hit you right across the face and your whole family and everybody you know very soon. So I want to thank you. These two are about to end, but people that believe that Trump is the Antichrist, I mean, there's just so many reasons why he can't be. I mean, it's off the charts. I mean, he's one of the most hated people in the world. He's not going to all of a sudden turn from one of the most hated people and white, followed by the rest of the world that, in a lot of ways, wouldn't follow someone like that. Obama is basically a smashed together version of every single person in the world, and we know Americans have followed him and elected him and all that stuff, and then the rest of the world will easily follow him. He's one of the most popular. He's one of the most known names in history. You go in almost any country, you say Barack Obama, and he's the most known person, just broadly in pretty much all countries. And there's nobody else like that. There's just nobody. I've seen all these kind of surveys and stuff. They're insane. And many other reasons. I can give you many. I have over 1,000 solid reasons that Stinky BO is the 44th Prez, Beelzebub head, that he is the Antichrist, and no one else comes remotely close. And how is Trump the Assyrian described in the Bible? And how is he this? And how is he that? He can't be. So I'm sorry, but yeah, a lot of things are looking like it in a lot of ways, because they want to deflect from the real guy, because he'll come on the scene for most people that don't know what's going on, and he'll come as a savior. You'll see. Anyway, it's coming. It's all out there. It's all out there for you to look at and stuff I'm sharing. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The people who recently gave to help my family, I just so thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. They thank you from the bottom of their hearts. We were so behind and we needed a miracle, and the Lord gave us a miracle. And we just got everything covered. We're a little bit over slightly, but I mean, thank God we're a little bit over. But if this is going to happen, it won't matter. Thankfully we're a little over. But we just covered everything. The food that we need to cover, the rent, and we were way behind, like we hadn't been in a long time. I mean, we're usually behind, and then miraculously at the very last day, a lot of times things happen. But everyone who gave, I just thank you so much. We thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. I always say in prayer, God bless you 1,000 times over in this life and the next, in Jesus' name. Because, man, you saved our butts, and God's going to reward you for that in this life and the next. So I thank you so much. And anyway, I just want to throw this out there. And tomorrow, I don't know when you're watching this, but I'm doing this in the evening in northern Colorado on the 17th. So tomorrow's the 18th, but we should see something by the 18th slash probably most likely the 19th. And if things don't happen on the first day, it very much could happen on the third day, and then fourth and fifth day for sure. But if those things don't happen by the fourth and fifth day, then we're not in the timeline yet. So again, we have to move on. I'm always trying to find what it is, it's really important to understand that the timeline is essential. It's shown in iPad Go. I've shown it. The Apple roll. It's how many days the Apple rolls and it bounces, and it's how many days. It is a 14-day with a pre and a post, because it's a process of the destruction of Babylon. It's a process of moving, separating the sheep and the goats before the tribulation. It's about a 2 week or 16-day process that's going to just gonna like massively blow people's minds and scare the heck out of them, and all kinds of things, shock and awe, and kill a lot of people and wake up a lot of people that need to be woken up for all kinds of reasons. So anyway, and I begged God not that it wouldn't happen, but He told me, now almost, oh my goodness, almost 10 years ago, that it would happen. And when Stinky Bo and Antichrist Obama and false prophet Francis got together back in September 23rd, 2015, he told me 25 days before that in a dream that in 25 days America's in trouble, and when they get together they're going to get married, and then they're going to consummate their marriage at some point after that, and it looks like it's about 10 years later. Roughly, it's 9. Anyway, it's when I got that dream to when they're going to come back to life. It's 9 years and 9 months, or 9 or judgment, or judgment established. 2 is the number of establishment. 9 years and 9 months from when I got my dream in August 29th, 2015. And he said America. He said. Well, if anyone who wants to listen to this, sorry, America is in trouble. And I had a dream, and my daughter was popping the bubble in the game Trouble, and she set down the game Trouble, and then it was God talking through her, and He said, "Pop the bubble." And he said, "America's in trouble." And I popped the bubble, and it was a 2. And I popped the bubble again, and it was a 5. And then I said, "Is America in trouble in 25 years?" He said, "No." 25 months? No. 25 weeks? No. 25 days? Yes. America's in trouble in 25 days. So that was August 29, 2015. And then that morning I was looking around. I was like, what's going on? And I looked at the calendar, and I saw 25 days later was September 23rd, 2015. But I didn't know what was going to happen. I was like, what's going on? What's going to happen? I don't know. And then it was a few days later, I saw some news that the Pope was coming to the United States and was going to be here on the 22nd and 23rd of September. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then Obama and the Pope got together, and it was a big deal. And I was like, oh no, there's something going on with that. And I thought it was maybe over at that point, but he was showing me that it was something they would start that would eventually be consummated, unfortunately, later. And it looks like it's maybe about to happen. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. And this is Exalted Lamb 1. God bless you. Over and out.